Yeah, Windy Bill here. And I just stopped in Baker, California on the way from Pahrump into the Mojave Preserve. You go right through it. Baker is right off of Interstate 15, halfway between Barstow, Victorville area, and Las Vegas. Kind of a stop-off point. Now we have the famous Mad Greek Cafe right there. A couple of little markets, lots of gas stations. And there is the Baker thermometer, tallest thermometer in the world. It's 134 feet tall, and it's that height only because that was the highest temperature ever recorded in Death Valley. So we're going to be driving around looking at several other little things around Baker, and we'll come back to you when we get to the next spot. Oh, Windy Bill here again, back to you on this video on Baker, California. We came up the road a little bit and we stopped at the Alien Fresh Jerky store. Alien Fresh Jerky. They have a lot of interesting stuff here. But one of the most interesting is the flying saucer they're building out back. And of course we've got the Peace Patrol, Space Patrol, Nevada Alien. Such an interesting little vehicle that they built. Someone had a lot of fun building this. But you can hear they're actively building the flying saucer. You can hear them grinding, cutting, welding, just doing all sorts of metal work out there. I'm going to walk up there and get as close to it as I can. They have a lot of interesting stuff going on over here. Behind it, they've got a lot of buildings. But this is it, folks. A lot of times in the summer they can order food there. But that's going to be the new spaceship here in Baker, California. It's a hotel room. It's going to be a hotel, I understand, where you can stay in the spaceship. There's something more to add to Baker. Baker doesn't have a lot, but it's an interesting place. I don't think you could survive without it. Okay, I'll come back to you when I get something else. Okay, here in Baker, the Mojave River flows into Soda Dry Lake, and then it flows out this direction towards Baker. And what we have here is a bridge crossing the Mojave River from Soda Dry Lake. And what's interesting is this is probably one of the oldest bridges in the area still open. This is one of the original Route 66 bridges. All wood construction. It's probably maybe 70, 80 years old, could be older. But it's really interesting, it's still in service. One of the few that hasn't been destroyed on Route 66. And this wouldn't be 66 here. This would be Highway 91, I think. 466 and 91. It would have been the one going up north. It would have been the one before Interstate 15. But it's here in Baker. You know, there's lots of stuff in Baker, a lot of old stuff. This was the main stopping point for people going to Vegas and up north. Okay, I'm at the old Royal Hawaiian Hotel, or motel. Back in the day, it was a good-sized motel. This would have been back probably in the 50s. Would have the entrance area there, small row of rooms there, and then back they had a swimming pool and a large two-story row. Most of the back building has burnt down. That's the problem we have nowadays. This has stood vacant for years, and all of a sudden everything's starting to burn down. Well, we can thank the homeless for that. They go in there and they build a fire to try to stay warm, and they catch the building on fire. Vandals. So, you know, we're losing history left and right because of that. But this was a very popular place. You gotta think, back in the 40s and 50s, if you was going to Vegas, more than likely you would have stopped here and spent the night. Okay, I went down to the Shell station where the little food mart is. And you always wonder why property lines run like they do. We have the old Royal Hotel. They used to have a gas station as part of it that you can barely see. You make out where the pumps were. And that was the old service station. That would have been the sign for it. Not sure what it would have been. Could have been like a 76 maybe. But why the property lines aren't square, why they're at an angle? Well, part of the reason is if you see that mound of gravel dirt across the road here, going towards the freeway, that was the rail bed for the Tonopah Tidewater Railroad. And it ran up until the 40s. So it would have ran there and then continued right on down the right-of-way here. And the Tonopah Tidewater Railroad ran all the way from Ludlow, California, and went all the way to Tonopah via some shared track rights up in that area. But they had it all from here going up through the desert. And it was primarily a railroad built to haul borax from the borax mine in Death Valley. That was owned by, the railroad was owned by the Borax Company. But that was part of the business. Okay, at this gas station, the Shell station at the west side of Baker, you got one of the largest electric charging stations, both Tesla and the other, in the area. And they're continuing to build more and install more. They've got some in back that aren't in service yet. And people are all here getting their cars charged. A very large charging area. And the interesting part is you see these canopies over the top. Those are all solar panels. They're doing the best they can do to make this charging station green. And everybody's parked there getting juice for their vehicles. And of course, they do have to buy electricity from Southern California Edison, and that's visible by all the power transformers. Now this is fairly new. They don't even have all this in service yet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and swing around back. And I think I'm going to run in and grab a snack. A lot of old buildings over there by the Hawaiian Motel. And that one you see there in the very front, right behind the air area, that was the old gas station. Okay, we're going to do a little drive through of Baker, California. Now that I've looked at all the major highlights of it. There's not much here. Used to be a Bun Boy restaurant here. That was one of the stable restaurants here in town, but it didn't survive. Like I said, we'd already looked at the Hawaiian Motel. A lot of gas stations back in the day where everybody was competing for gas. We're going to drive across the old bridge. This bridge, I would say, was probably constructed in the 20s or 30s. And after the 3 days of rain, all our rivers are all flowing pretty good for out in the desert. Now we're going to go straight ahead. We'll go up to through town. Baker Market. Yeah, pretty nice selection. Okay, Mad Greek, thermometer, the alien place is up ahead. Got a Del Taco. Another small motel that's no longer in business. A lot of gas stations. Got an A&W in there. That's always nice for a snack. Got a Denny's, Arby's, Burger King, Carl's Jr. Got all your fast food stuff. Okay, we are coming to the end of Baker. Got a large towing service. And the one thing Baker does have is back when the AT&T microwave tower microwave tower was in operation up on Turquoise Mountain. This was a housing project for the employees of the microwave tower. It's all rentals now. But they had so many employees that worked that tower that they had all this housing. It kind of reminds you of the base housing at George Air Force Base. And I understand basically is housing was provided for them if they worked here. Now I don't know what type of housing this is now. If it's just general rentals, or if it's some program, or what it is. I know they took and leased out part of it for a prison. And maybe this was some of the housing for the employees of the prison. It's hard to say. Whatever that is, it looks a little taken care of, a little newer. Got some blank, a lot of empty stuff. So the old AT&T microwave tower at Turquoise Mountain was one of the very large ones. It was a switching station and military communication site. It was hardened, so it was nuclear blast proof. And people would work up there on their regular shift work. And that was one of the things that kept Baker population going. Okay, this is going to conclude my video for Baker, California. And I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you could, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. Every little thing helps to get this channel up and processing bigger and bigger and better. Getting it out to more people. It doesn't cost anything to like and subscribe. And I do have a lot of good videos planned for the future. The weather kind of had us down for a little bit. Videos were coming out, but they wasn't super good ones. I was kind of limited on where we could go after all the flash flooding and road closures. So I'm back at it. We got rain coming Monday and Tuesday, and hope everybody enjoyed this video. Thank you much for watching. Have a great, blessed day.